The beauty of baseball is that you always have forks in the road, decisions that could mean the difference between winning and losing. If you're a manager, when do you take a pitcher out if he's tiring? Do you hit and run with slow runners on base? Like they say, decisions, decisions. Joe Torre does a great job as Yankee manager, and it always seems he makes the right decision. He trusts his instincts. But he also trusts his bench coach, Don Zimmer, to bounce ideas off him. Zim has a lot of experience. He's Joe's security blanket. Between them, the Yankees are always on the right road. I've always done things that feel right. I've also been lucky. Throughout my life, I've always had my family behind me, helping me make the right choices. My first big life decision was at age 14, when I wanted to quit school after 8th grade to go to work. My parents, the principal, and the parish priest all had a conference and tried to talk me into continuing, but I was a lousy student and pretty stubborn and felt I was wasting my time. I remember a teacher once asking me, "Don't you know anything?" And I said, "I don't even suspect anything." They finally all agreed I'd be just as well off working and handing over what I made to Mom. I realize now this was a major turning point in my life, and I was fortunate. Education is a necessary part of a young person's life. Very few who quit school early on ever wind up successful when they get older. But the decision was for my own good, and it wouldn't have been made without Mom and Pop's approval. Also, without my parents and my 3 older brothers, I wouldn't have been allowed to pursue my dream of playing baseball. Things worked out well, because if not for baseball, I might still be in the shoe factory. So I didn't have regrets about taking that fork in the road to leave school. Except looking back now, I do feel a little remiss about not finishing. It's a void in my life, and it's why Carm and I arranged trust funds for our 3 sons, Larry, Tim, and Dale, to guarantee them a college education. Because of my situation, I was very anxious they get as much schooling as they could. One of my biggest decisions ever was over 50 years ago, asking a beautiful waitress at Biggie's restaurant in St. Louis out on a date. Then, eventually, asking her to marry me. I didn't have much confidence back then. I was bashful, nervous, and not good looking. I could hardly believe my luck that Carmen liked me as much as I liked her. I soon knew, as sure as anything, that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with her. After marrying Carm in 1949, we came to a few forks in the road. Tough life decisions. At the time, I was making only $12,000 a year with the Yankees. After the season, we lived in St. Louis, where I grew up, although Carm grew up in Salem, Missouri, and where we had real tight-knit families. Everything and everybody we knew were there. I even worked at nearby Ruggieri's restaurant as a head waiter in the off-season. But we were kind of torn. There were more opportunities in the East. My baseball career was there. We wanted to start a family. Believe me, it was tough leaving everything behind when we finally decided to move to the New York area in 1951. But it was the right thing for us because we made a good new life and got more comfortable financially. I doubt the same could have happened back home. Carm and I talked over everything. The decision to leave St. Louis was ours. The big decision to become a coach with Casey Stengel and the Mets and not stay with the Yankees in another job after being let go as manager in 1964 was ours. As it turned out, things were good coaching with the Mets. It was the right move, secure and safe. That's why Carm didn't want me to become the manager when Gil Hodges died in 1972. But I was at a crossroads, another fork in the road. I was 46 years old and wanted to manage again, to prove I could. I didn't think I'd ever get another chance. Carm and my old pal Joe Garagiola thought I was foolish and tried to talk me out of it. They thought I had a great job, since coaches last forever and managers don't. But I had a strong desire to take the Mets job, and did. I relished the challenge and never looked back. A year later, we won the National League pennant. I think that's what all these graduation speakers mean when they quote me. When you see the fork in the road, take it. Make a firm decision. Make sure it feels right. Learn from the choice you make. Don't second-guess yourself. There's no need to give yourself ulcers. But my advice on big life decisions is get advice if you can. Talk it over with a parent, a mentor, a teacher, or a coach. They've had more life experience. They've got more miles on them. They can help you get on the right path. When I see my grandchildren choosing colleges and graduating from them and looking for the right job, I'm very proud. I see them making informed choices. They're coming to the